Smart.
Less. That's not our podcast.
Oh, I wish I was.
We
man.
gotta stop saying smartless.
I'd be any one of those three guys. I love it.
I would be.
You guys have to check out Smartless.
You know, Jason, yes. Sean, yes. Both stunning looking guys. But Will being from Canada, it's disappointing that he is a little ugly in him.
It's too many darts.
Too much Tim Hortons and darts outside of Tim Hortons.
One of their episodes, they laughed about how Canadians refer to cigarettes as darts. You're a hardcore northerner if you call it a dart.
It's funny. Stupid Americans.
Anyway, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
How's it going, buddy?
You know, I'm doing all right.
What you been up to?
I went to the dentist this morning.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a toothache.
Come, man. Too many sweets?
Maybe. You know what? I don't know. I think maybe I just have like little gums. Like I got tight teeth. It's a thing.
Can't believe we're having this conversation.
I
thought you were going to tell me you ate too many gummies or something.
No, I just got tight teeth.
Oh my God.
And I honestly, like every time I go to the dentist, because I have tight teeth and like I have my gums, they essentially, no matter how much I floss them, they still bleed a little bit every time I floss, no matter how much. I actually went to a specialist and everything for this.
Okay, just wait though. Do you ever lie to your dentist about flossing?
You know what?
Seriously, everybody does.
I
like
used
masturbation. If someone says I never masturbate, they're lying.
Exactly.
If you never floss enough.
It's funny because I had told my dentist, the dentist I have now, when I first saw him like a decade ago, I told him, listen, I floss religiously, like twice a day. My gums still bleed.
Wait a minute. Like, are you telling me you go see your dentist every 10 years?
No. I got him as a dentist 10 years ago.
I see. Yeah.
No, not 10 years.
Fuck,
but
articulate, man.
I'm sorry. I got a toothache. What the fuck you want me to do? I got a little Novocaine still in me. Jesus Christ.
We got this one, buddy. That's
we
awesome.
got it.
Great start.
You know what? I think we should get to the show.
Nice.
Welcome to Taming the Hustle.
Or something of the sorts.
Everybody wants a piece of me. I'm a lonesome man making history. They say we're all just raindrops in a stream.
Welcome to Taming the Hustle or something of the sorts.
Dude, why are you always the one to introduce us?
To be honest, I once had a radio show on. I was in college, so I feel like I should be running the ship here.
It should be mentoring me, teaching me how to do it right.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Let's do it together.
That's okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, so you didn't. I thought are we doing it in harmony or
No,
are we like synchronized swimmers?
Come on, man. We're not swimmers. You do the first part.
Oh, okay.
I'll wrap it up for you.
Okay. Welcome to Taming the Hustle.
And something of the sorts.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Is it of the sort or of the sorts?
Taming the Hustle or something of the sorts.
Sorts?
Sorts.
Okay.
Or something of the sorts.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, we can't even get it right.
It's okay. We're financial planners and marketing gurus.
For a second, I was wondering, I'm like, I'm not a financial planner. What the fuck podcast am I doing? Welcome to Taming the Hustle.
Or something of the sorts.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
One more time.
Yeah, let's just do it again. Welcome to Taming the Hustle.
Or something of the sorts.
Nice. That one's way better.
Yeah, I deepened my Barry voice there.
That was very Barry White for sure.
Yeah, my wife says she was attracted to me by my voice before she even met me. So,
ooh, nice.
I got to deepen it up. All right.
My wife was attracted to my email skills.
You were together before emails existed. What are you talking about?
No, it's
fucking
pretty
crackpot.
close. We met online. I'm one of those success stories. No, for sure.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, we lied to everybody for a long time. We said we met at a gas station. She couldn't get the cap off her car, and I helped out. But really, we met online.
You lied about your relationship. You lied to your dentist about how many times you floss.
I guess I'm a fucking liar. That's what makes me a good marketer, I guess. Just dishonesty up and down the way.
Put a mic in front of a guy, you learn a whole bunch of things about him. Anyway, what are we talking about today, Darryl?
You know, I'm going to talk is touchy subject for me. Could be for you too. I think is we're going to talk a little divorce in the financial planning world.
That's a fun subject.
I thought we'd go something fun like that today. Just breakups and
just to keep it light.
Yeah, just keep it light. That's all. I want people to be smiling the whole time while they're listening to this and saying, I could be divorced too.
Well, there's a 50% chance you and I will be talking about this. So.
And we're also going to talk about marketing mistakes and myths.
There are a lot of mistakes for sure.
Yeah, there are a lot of marketing myths and mistakes where people just, I don't know. I honestly believe that when people start a business, no matter if you are one of those normal people who says, I just want to learn and I'm going to invest all this time and I'm going to study, I'm going to do this, they still make mistakes and they think they're doing the right thing until they get down the path and they're like, wait, I just spent a shitload of money on marketing when I didn't have to, because one of the biggest things is people always think that you need to spend a ton of money to get a good return on investment with marketing, and you don't.
You kidding me, dude? You never pitched this to me when you said I had to pay you $5,000 a month to look after me. Jesus.
See, you're part of the mistake.
How convenient.
You're an example of the mistake. You gotta.
Yeah. I don't regret it, Darryl. Actually, doing it yourself is like a do-it-yourself financial plan and investment strategy. It just doesn't always work. Sometimes you get lucky, but
you know what I always say, and it goes in back into financial planning as well, with like the difference between certified financial planners and financial advisors, is that even with marketing, there are professionals in the industry, and there's ones who are just pretending to be professionals. And I always say this to new clients. I'm like, you wouldn't go to the dentist to get a colonoscopy.
You wouldn't?
No. And you wouldn't go to the colonoscopy doctor to get a freaking root canal.
He fooled me. For sure. You get what you pay for. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's it's key.
All right, let's get on with the show. So I'd like to start talking about divorce. I'm okay with speaking of divorce. Good. There's on the financial planning side, there's some I would say demystifying is just sort of dummying down the complexities of separating assets and how things actually go down. The probably the most common thing, Darryl, is people will be speaking to me into new relationships. So let's say for yourself, you've built a business. And just hypothetical, your business is worth $2 million, and you're in a new relationship, and you come in to see me, and you get this panic that it's like, I love this woman, and I want to be with her, but I'm just scared because I see what's going on with relationships around me.
Yep.
That I'm afraid that I'm going to lose half if things just don't work out. And that's legit. I mean, statistically speaking, there's a 50% chance that you're going to split up.
Exactly.
So just rest assured that the assets that you're going to be split, unless you have a cohabitation agreement, is that you only have to divide the assets that you've accumulated after you've started living together, or if you considered being cohabitating together.
Oh, okay.
So your $2 million business would only apply if you grew that business to $3 million while you're in that relationship. Then there would be $1 million where the business would be evaluated, and you'd have to divide the assets or the growth between the start of the relationship and the end of the relationship. So crazy. I think that's important to demystify that. That would put some people at ease.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. Like I know you said at the beginning of the relationship, but see, my wife is one of those women who, as she ages, she gets more and more beautiful. So we are 15 years into our marriage, and I still think, she says I'm joking, but at some point, like, I'm getting uglier as we get older.
Yeah, that's
fair. And I'm like,
everyone agrees to that.
Yeah, 100%. And she's getting more beautiful, and I'm like, there's going to be that at some point. I feel that's where my worry is that one, she's going to be so beautiful that somebody else is going to scoop her up.
Whose ass are you kissing here?
No,
Come
I'm just
on,
saying,
man.
She's gorgeous. But at the same time, I'm like, I own a business. I don't want to screw myself over. So I know you said at the beginning of the relationship, and I'm sure that also pertains to people who are like my business. It didn't take off until a little later.
No, so then you'd be screwed. So you better be nice to her. So if you've built an empire from the ground up, you would be splitting those assets for sure.
Yeah. Damn.
The other thing too is how people separate their assets, right? So that's, I often get this question. It's like, well, do we have to sell the house, pay the mortgage off, and then just split the money half and half? You don't have to be specific to per asset, but it's just your total assets and liabilities. So that if, as a couple, if you have a $2 million asset column and you have $500,000 in debt, then you would be splitting the 1.5 million. How you split it is completely up to you. You can split, you can split RSPs, you can split cash, you can split real estate.
Interesting.
Or if you're real estate rich and you don't want to get rid of any of your real estate, you may have to actually go out and get a mortgage to pay out your ex-spouse.
Oh, shit.
Right? So it just depends on your circumstances, but you don't have to like liquidate everything and just have it go 50-50.
Yeah.
What 50-50 means is that if you're worth together, you're worth $2 million. It means that you have to end up with $1 million each somehow. So one spouse may own the business, the other one may end up with the house, all of the investments, as long as everything is, split 50-50, but not per asset, just in total.
I think there should be, and I'm speaking to the lawmakers out there in Canada, there should be something when it comes to divorce that if you are the ugly one in the relationship, that you should get a little more one-sided, like 60-40 for the ugly one, That's
you insensitive bastard.
I'm just saying. Like I said, with me and my wife, she ever leaves me, I'm the fucking ugly one. I should get more just because I'm ugly.
Yeah, she's the sugar mama too.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you need a little extra for sure.
Yeah, I think that should be. So lawmakers out there, if you're listening.
When that happens, I'll recommend she throws you a bone.
Yeah. Physically or?
Getting back to RSPs and splitting monetary assets is the other thing too, is often lawyers and accountants, when they're involved in a divorce, they're actually going to discount the RSPs. If you're taking over the RSP, we typically devalue that by whatever, let's say 30%, because that's what we expect the client's tax bracket to be. Because then it's not 50-50. If you and I are in a relationship and we're splitting up, and you get $500,000 in cash and I get $500,000 in RSPs, that's not even. That's not fair, right? Because eventually when I pull those RSPs out to fund my retirement, I'm going to pay a minimum of 20% tax, right? And probably upwards of 30 or 40. So it's important to make sure that the division of assets are done equally. If you're not splitting, let's say you have $500,000 in RSPs, if you're not taking $250 each, then you don't have to discount it. But if one party is getting all of the registered assets, that has to be the future tax liability has to be taken into account.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
So that's it for me, man. I don't want to talk about divorce any longer. I know that's a bit of a sore spot for both of us.
It is. I know.
We're just trying to make light of
it. They split up. I was 6 years old.
How do you feel? How do you feel about that being your fault, by the way?
I've learned to live with it, to be honest,
I've been friends with you for a long time, and I am not one bit shocked that you caused the divorce. You're a royal pain in the ass.
You know what? I used to be a little Bart Simpson growing up, and
now you're a big Bart Simpson.
Now I'm a little more Homer, but
and a little homely too.
Yeah, I'm like the body of Homer with the attitude of Bart.
Oh,
exactly. Divorce wise, like I remember my parents going crazy.
Relationships on a good day will fight about money. Right.
Exactly.
So once you've decided that, you're going to part ways and this relationship isn't working out, it becomes really tough to see eye to eye.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're going to be back in a second, and I want to talk a little marketing.
Boom.
Okay, wait a sec. Adults say they want to make the world a better place. What are they doing to help? Seriously, tell me.
Learn how to achieve your goals while making a world of difference. #call René, responsible investment specialist of St. Cyr and Associates.
All right, we're back.
Yep, we're still here.
Yes.
So we're done talking about divorce, but you know what? I'm going to talk about some marketing mistakes people make. And the first one kind of goes in line with divorce, is failing to listen. You know how many people don't listen to their own clientele of they're asking you for things and you're not giving them anything. You're saying, this is my way, this is how I'm doing it, and you're going to love it.
So how do you change that?
Honestly, you have to start looking at things like whether it's your social media, just what people are saying. I always tell people, when you go on your own social media, read the bad comments. That actually helps you do marketing because people are telling you what the problems are with your own company.
Nobody's perfect, man. If all you're looking is taps on your back, you're never going to improve. Well, I couldn't say never improve, but there's something to be learned about, your mistakes and working off of those.
Exactly. And that's just one of the things. Like there are 5 big mistakes companies make. And that first one is failing to listen. The next one is talking to your customers, exactly what I just said, of trying to get stuff out of them, right? Resistance to a changing market. That's a huge thing. Everyone is stuck in their ways.
That is, I noticed that with business owners that I work with. And it seems more predominant as you age in your career, right?
Yep.
So you've busted your balls your whole life to build this empire, and all of a sudden all the wheels are turning and you've got this well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Well, if you stop learning and stop changing, it's not going to be long. Your competitors are going to catch up and they're going to be doing something different that you should have been doing. Yeah, for
100%.
Sure.
And then that leads into the other one, is that confusing marketing is a huge mistake.
No, you just confused me there.
Exactly. Companies all the time, especially small business, they see these big, flashy, fancy commercials. And you know what? Big companies are guilty of this too, where if you watch a commercial on TV and at the end, the logo comes up from the company and you're like, I have no idea what the hell I just watched. What does it have to do with car insurance? Or what does that have to do with selling bananas? I don't understand this commercial. And that's the thing. If it's so confusing that your audience has no idea, how the hell are you going to sell them your product? And that's where the content creation, which is the biggest mistake people can make, is focusing on content creation before strategy. And, I think I can use you as an example here, is that when you first came to me with, hey, I'd like to improve my marketing and stuff like that, you were doing radio ads, you were doing some other things, but you didn't have a strategy. You had ideas.
We were ready to take it to the next level, and we didn't know how to do that ourselves.
Exactly. And lots of companies are like that, right? And it goes into having a plan. And if you have a plan, you're not going to waste money. That's no different than your own finances, right?
Absolutely. That's why we create financial plans in the first place.
Exactly. So if you think of marketing like a financial plan, you can actually succeed in your marketing. And again, I know you pay my company a lot of money, but at the same time, it's we come to you with a plan, but we also have a budget. We say, here's where we think you are. I don't think you should spend any more than that, and I don't think you should spend any less.
Wait a minute. You never once said, I don't think you should spend any more. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You present to me limits all the time.
You know what? And I do that with all my clients, because I know marketers out there who all they do is they go to people and say, what's your budget? And I hate that, because I personally don't do it. And if another agency does that to you, say, hold on, let's just talk about what you can do for me and tell me how much that costs. Because if you come in and say, I can afford $5,000 a month, that agency right away, they says, no problem, we can spend $5,000 a month. We'll figure it out. And they will make you content that does nothing, but they just need to get something out there. So you'll have 1 or 2 things that are succeeding, but maybe that would have only cost you $2,000 a month. And the other $3,000 that you did is costing you a lot more.
So is it fair to say that your marketing should be a lot like your product and your service, is to be clear and direct and have a purpose with your marketing?
Yeah. And if you have that strategy planned out, like map it out for the next year, like as if it's a movie. That's what we do with our marketing. I came from the film industry, and our marketing strategies for companies is a big movie. We look at the year as one whole movie, and we find the line. You, for example, we look at slow times for you, and we say, okay, that's a time we need to get in. Not that you really have a slow time, but
yeah, I was gonna call you out on that one.
Yeah. I'm saying less. Like tax time is crazy for you. It's like all these different things on top of each other, and then just after tax time's done, that's when I hit them with the marketing strategy with a little bit different tone. Because everybody's the same. Everybody finishes their taxes and they're like, whew, don't have to do anything for another year with my finances.
Well, that's the thing. So we're at the point where we've developed the clientele, right? But now we want to try to control, the traffic flow a little bit and have some order in how we do things. So sort of pulling people in after tax time to say, okay, it's time for a review. It's time for us to revisit your financial plan. Let's take a look at that. To us, we're not sales driven, right? We're service oriented, and it's a means for us to connect with our people on a larger scale, as opposed to making a million different calls to say, yeah, you got to come in for your review.
Exactly.
We do that anyway. our marketing strategy becomes a reflection of that.
Exactly. Now, I want to talk about myths real quick. I got 3 myths that they drive me crazy when I hear people say them. The first one is marketing and advertising is just fancy and sexy videos. It's not. It's not just graphics, not just video. There is actually a ton of research. There's message alignment and then content creation. Like all that shit together is what you should be doing. So if you're going to post an ad on Facebook or you're just going to do a post, you actually have to do a little research to figure out, is this what my audience wants to see? And then if you determine, yes, that's what they want to see, then you have to say, what's the actual message that I'm providing here? We do that. I'll send you a post just to get your reaction from it. And sometimes you'll be like, hey, that's great, and go ahead with it. And other times you're like, that's not quite the message I want to send at this moment. And it kind of works hand in hand. It's, we don't know your business as well as you do.
Mindfulness. Right.
Exactly.
I was never aware of marketing mindfulness until I started working with your team.
Well, some people say we have brains.
Yeah. It's like your yoga marketers.
Exactly.
It's like your marketing yoga
That's
instructors.
Right. I would market yoga instructors. The other 2 myths are customers are only revenue. If you think that way, you're going to fail.
No kidding.
Because your customers have to be your friends.
Those aren't the people that we work with as business owners, and I think your firm is the same.
Yeah, it's we have no problem firing a client if that's what they think. We've had potential clients where they pitch something to us and they say they think they're interviewing us when we're actually interviewing them. And at the end of it, I'm like, if I think they don't believe in what they're doing, we can't help you because we're never going to believe in it either. And the last one is spending more always means higher returns. People always think that, and that's the complete opposite. You don't have to break the bank with advertisements to actually get a higher return. You just have to be smart about it.
So look at Facebook boosting, for example. Exactly. Before I started working with you, I was doing all these boosts, thinking, oh my God, I'm getting like a bazillion likes or I've got a ton of views. But it really doesn't matter anything if it's some guy sitting in Zimbabwe that presses like that I'm never going to do business with again.
Yeah, your Facebook boosts are there's no specific target. They've gotten better over the years, but it's still not targeted. When you actually do a real Facebook ad, you can target the shit out of that thing. So and that's the thing. Those are the myths. Those are the mistakes. I'm getting a little parched. So I'm going to go grab some water, and I think this is a good time for a break. And I would like to talk about some water health when we get back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This is a sore spot for Darryl and I. H2O. We'll be right back.
We're always asked the same question from business owners. What's the key to a financially sound business? The answer is always the same. Believe in your business and have a good financial blueprint.
Long-term business survival is more than just crunching numbers. Find out what's affecting your bottom line. #Call René, Certified Financial Planner of St. Cyr & Associates.
And welcome back.
Welcome. I had a great glass of water. Hey, I have a question for you. I don't know this. I feel like we've been friends for a long time, and I'm not sure I know this answer. Do you like ice with your water?
Nope.
Really? How are we friends?
No, I don't. I'm a chugger.
You're a chugger.
I could chug 2 liters of water like nothing, and I don't like it to be any colder than room temperature.
So I have a question about chugging now, because I've been watching a lot of stupid TikTok videos, and some of these videos are guys chugging beer or whatever they're chugging. When you chug, do you have to actually have your mouth really super wide open to chug something? Because every time I see it, it looks like they're swallowing the goddamn glass. And I never understand that. I'm like, why do you have to open your mouth so big?
I don't know.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, that's a weird one. That's weird you would even notice that.
Yeah,
I don't know. You fucked up, man.
I am a little. But water health. I want to talk about water health because it is super important to me. I shouldn't say over the years. I think when I was about 35, working with a personal trainer and a doctor, just trying to get a little healthier, I realized that my water consumption was nowhere near where it needed to be. Yeah, so I started drinking more water, like an abundance of water during the day. And it not only made me feel better, it helped with everything in my life, like clarity. For all I know, it could be a myth. I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor.
I think you're just full of shit.
I'm full of water.
Yeah.
That's why I pee a lot.
I don't know how the hell you could be full of water. Like Darryl, I have to explain, is a good friend of mine. And I've traveled with Darryl. And this guy is like a 4-year-old kid. It's like every time we leave any establishment, it's like, Darryl, do you have to go pee before we go in the car? You have to pee before we leave the house. Because this fucking kid pulls over to pee everywhere. He goes to we pull into any grocery store. We go to a liquor store. He's like, excuse me, do you have a washroom? I was like, he can't fucking hold it in for more than 10 minutes.
So I got a bladder of a 6-year-old girl.
What is your problem? Seriously.
I honestly,
because it's an issue with me.
It's an issue with many people. I won't lie. You're not the only one. But I've asked doctors and they're like, you just have a small bladder. And I have asked about bladder plastic surgery, trying to get a bigger bladder. It just doesn't happen because my bladder's healthy.
So for a guy who pees so much, what's with this not peeing at a urinal thing?
You know what? I don't know what it is with urinals. Renee's right. It's I go into a bathroom and I go to stand at a urinal, and if someone else comes in the bathroom, all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we're not coming out.
Is it that small that you're that embarrassed?
No,
like,
you know
what's
what?
the deal?
No, I'm very penis proud. I like to show it off if I can, and not in a men's room though. But
or a podcast
or at a podcast. Yeah. But that's not even it. I don't know what it is. I've actually talked to a doctor, and they said I could see a psychologist about it because it might help work through something. But they actually said I didn't see a psychologist per se, but I did talk to a psychologist who was a friend. And we were talking about this at a party, and she suggested, she's like, there could have been something in your childhood, whether it's like a father, mother, uncle, whoever, teacher, you were trying to go to the bathroom, you're trying to take a pee, and they were like, hurry up, we gotta go. And I had this trauma of, at that moment, whatever the trauma was, and it stuck with me all through these years. So when I get up to the urinal, even though my body says, okay, I'm a grown man, I can pee, it's okay, everyone else does it, somewhere in my brain or my penis or my bladder, it goes back to the trauma days, the PTSD of something, and then it just doesn't come out. I don't understand. I wish I could fix it. Trust me, it bothers me. You should see me when I go to a bar.
Yeah, I've seen someone about your problem, actually, because the more I have to wait for you at the washroom, the crazier I get, and I get all sorts of like pee at the urinal road rage.
I'm sorry. I do try, but you know what? I guess maybe I should stop drinking water. Maybe I won't drink water when we go out.
Yeah, please don't. Anything. Don't drink anything.
But seriously, when we were talking about water, like, yes, I said it helps with your like energy, and it helps your brain function, which obviously helps you with work, family life, and everything. But for me, and again, I'm not a doctor, but this is important, and I feel like I need to share, is that I used to get a lot of headaches. And I still do get headaches, but way less than before. One of the things I was told was the more water you drink, the less chance of a headache that you're going to have. And honestly, when I started drinking, like the recommended is 8 cups a day or whatever. And it's like I go above and beyond that. Maybe like 14 cups a day.
It's funny, when I started drinking, I started getting more headaches.
Vodka's not water. It might look the same.
Oh my God, Grey Goose! I thought it was fancy water.
It was just fancy water. But yeah, so headaches for me was a huge thing. I know there's the thing out there about losing weight, and I think that's a great thing. The more water you drink helps with your exercise and all that. But
how the fuck are you going to do all of that? So you can't drink water because you pee every 2 minutes, but you want to drink a lot of water because you want to lose weight and you want to keep your headaches away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds like a losing battle, man.
I don't know. Or do I need new friends? I need new friends with smaller bladders.
Yeah.
And then we could pee together. Except I'd be in the stall. They'd be at the urinal.
Yeah, I need a new friend. He's got a bigger bladder. Let's make a deal. Next time, you just show up with a pair of Depends, and you'll be able to last the whole podcast before you have to go to the washroom.
Well, that just depends.
That's a wrap, Beep.
Thanks for joining us. I think we'll do this again. You want to do this again?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
See you soon, guys.
Take care.
Ciao.